Hey there, today we're going to tackle some of the most common and, let's be honest, commonly confused adverbs in English. If you can master these small but mighty words, your speaking and writing will sound so much more precise and, colorful. Let's jump right in. It's a really good question, right? You hear words like literally or actually all the time, but what do they really mean? It can feel kind of slippery. Well, today we're going to pin them down and clear up all the confusion for good. So, here's what we've got on the menu. We'll start with adverbs you can use for surprise and correction. Then we'll look at how to show you're certain about something. After that, we'll get into some informal words to add a little punch. And we'll solve a classic mix-up. By the end, you're going to have a whole new toolkit. First up, we've got a couple of adverbs that are absolutely perfect for introducing a surprising fact or, politely correcting someone. Think of these as your secret weapons for setting the record straight. Okay, so first up is actually. We use this to introduce a fact that might be a little surprising. For instance, did you know that coffee beans aren't really beans? It's true, they come from a fruit. So saying coffee actually comes from a fruit is a great way to highlight that unexpected little detail. But actually has another really important job. It's fantastic for polite corrections. So if someone says, "You're from New York, right?" you can gently steer them in the right direction by saying, "Actually, I'm from Chicago." See how that's just a softer way to fix their mistake? It keeps the conversation feeling friendly. Now, technically is a bit different. This one is all about strict rules and scientific definitions, getting down to the nitty-gritty. So while we all cook with tomatoes like they're a vegetable, you could say that technically they're a fruit. You're just pointing to that specific scientific fact. All right, let's switch gears. Our next group of adverbs is all about showing how confident you are. Are you absolutely 100% sure? Mostly sure, or is it just a maybe? These words tell your listener exactly how certain you feel. The easiest way to think about this is like a scale. All the way at the top, you've got definitely. That's 100% confidence. Come down a step and you're at probably, which is, around 80% sure. And then right in the middle, you've got possibly, which is like a 50-50 chance. Let's see how they work. So, if you say someone will definitely win, you have absolutely no doubt in your mind. You are 100% certain. It's basically a guarantee. But if you say they will probably win, you're still really confident, but you're leaving a little bit of wiggle room. It's super likely, yeah, but it's not the total lock that definitely is. And finally, possibly. This is your go-to word for that 50-50 shot. If you say, fixing this leak could possibly cost thousands, you're saying it might or it might not. You're just raising it as a real possibility. Okay, next up are a couple of my favorites. These are adverbs that add some real power and personality to your speech, especially in informal, everyday conversations. You'll hear these all the time. First, let's talk about the word literally. The classic original meaning is for when something is real. It's not a metaphor. So if you say it's so hot you could literally fry an egg on your car, you mean you could actually go out there and do it. It's not an exaggeration. But here's the modern informal twist that drives some people crazy. We now use literally to exaggerate just for emphasis. So when your friend says, "I literally died laughing," obviously they didn't actually die. They're just using the word to show you how incredibly hard they laughed. This is super, super common now. But just remember, it's informal. And speaking of informal, let's talk about totally. This is another powerhouse you'll hear in conversations. It just means completely or I 100% agree. If your friend says, "This pizza is amazing," and you just say, "Totally," that's a really natural way to show you're on the exact same page. Okay, now it's time to clear up a classic point of confusion for pretty much every English learner. We're going to look at two words that sound almost the same, but do very different jobs. So let's break down especially versus specially. Here's the easiest way to think about it. Use especially when you're comparing things and singling one out. Like, "I love all fruit, but especially mangoes." You're picking a favorite. You use specially when something has a specific purpose. Like, "These shoes were specially designed for runners. They were made just for that reason." Comparison versus purpose. That's the key. So we've covered a lot of ground. Let's pull everything together and put all these great words into your new toolkit. This is going to be your quick guide so you can start using these adverbs like you've been doing it for years. Okay, here's the cheat sheet. When you want to surprise or correct someone, grab actually or technically. When you need to show how sure you are, use definitely, probably, or possibly. For that informal emphasis in conversation, go for literally and totally. And when you're comparing things, especially is the word you want. Simple as that. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that these small words have a huge impact on how you sound in English. And now that you've got this new toolkit, really there's just one question left. Which one of these adverbs are you going to literally start using more confidently today?